before I start SQL Server administration part, there are few things that I would like to first highlight. Then we'll proceed with the subject. And the rule or the prerequisite to learn SQL DBA, the prerequisite is should have knowledge on SQL Server development. You should have knowledge on SQL Server development. Okay. What you should know, so you can call SQL Server development, is a prerequisite. Prerequisite. To start what? Prerequisite SQL Server development is what? No, prerequisite, I'm saying. Compulsory, should have knowledge. For SQL Server DBA. What you should know in this? What? Yeah, obviously, when you're talking about SQL Server development, you should know very well about DQL, or you call DRL, data query or retrieval language. Yeah, especially in this, what you should know. Yes, you should know about joins, should know about operators. And what you should know? Yes, you should know some topic called functions. Yes. What else you should know? Then you should know about something called subqueries. Subqueries. Basics, at least you should know compulsory this part. Will this be sufficient? No, definitely not. You should know about DML, TCL basics, compulsory. About implicit, explicit transactions, about acid properties. About commands. Yes. Commands में what you should know? Yes, you should know commit, rollback, save tran, begin tran. Yes. TCL. Plus what? Yeah, obviously you should know DDL. Data definition language. DQL is data query or retrieval. DML is data manipulation language. TCL is transaction control language. DDL is data definition language. Any coding part you should know? Yes, definitely. Yes. What you should know? Yes. You should know about something related with T-SQL, transact SQL that deals with coding. TC deals with coding or programming. And in this, you should know basics of programming. Plus, you should know about something called stored procedures. Stored procedures, stored functions, but two are enough. And little knowledge you require even about triggers. Yes, little knowledge. Lot of things are there. Lot of things. I'm not talking about all that. Minimum things that you should carry with you. Then only you can plan out for SQL DBA. Because in our administration related course, obviously, I won't be talking about how to write queries. No, that is all I discuss in my development sessions. SQL Server development. We got one separate course. In that, I'll discuss all this. The data query language itself will take around 3 weeks. DQL alone will take 3 weeks, something, 3 weeks. Hmm. Okay, comfortable. Did you understand what I said here? Yashwant Reddy, Uday Kumar. Are you clear with this, what I said now?
Yes.
Okay, okay. Right. Yeah, you can use chat panel. There is a chat panel in the application so that I would get a clear picture that you're all with me and following me. Like, okay, just confirm me through chat panel as well. Yeah, this is prerequisite. So I want to explain obviously here about operators. We have a lot of things are there to cover of DBA. So again, we cannot learn all these things, all these things we cannot learn in DBA classes. No, that would be a wastage of time. That is the reason I mentioned that word prerequisite. Hmm. Now, keeping all these things in view, first let me give you a brief overview about SQL Server. Then I'll get into administration part. Right. Introduction to SQL Server. You can say it is RDBMS product developed by Microsoft in the year 1989 as SQL Server 1.0. Yes. Second rule, you can say with the SQL Server, what you can do, two answers you can have, two answers. We can create and manage databases, plus supports BI features. SSIS, SSRS, AS, integration services, reporting services, analysis services. This would come under business intelligence. Yeah. As developer, as administrator, this is not our job. No, we are not involved in any BI features. That is a separate kind of job profile that would come under data warehousing. Data warehousing. Who creates and manage databases? Obviously, it is developer and DBA, both. Developer and DB, developer and administrator, both will take care of the first task. And business intelligence, separate team will be there. Business intelligence, they will take care of that BI features. BI features. They take care of BI features. Yeah. If someone asks like, why SQL Server? What is the role of SQL Server? This is an answer for that. And second thing you would highlight now, every RDBMS is collection of two parts. Yeah. One is called non-procedural, which comes with SQL. And second is called procedural, that is called T-SQL. Yeah. And does SQL Server supports SQL? 100%, no doubt in it. SQL Server supports what? SQL language. No doubt, I'm saying no doubt. 100% it supports. Structured query language. Now connecting with SQL, lot of points are there, lot of points connecting with SQL. Yeah. Now, do we study here? No, definitely not, because ours is administration part. That is what I said when I started my session today. The first point I said, SQL Server development. First point today. Okay, prerequisite. SQL Server development is prerequisite for SQL Server DBA. That is the reason to learn or to understand this administration part, we are just coming up with few introductory points of SQL Server. I'm not going to talk anything about development. Development content is completely different from DBA. No comparison at all. But whatever you learn in development will apply in DBA. Yeah. But SQL. Does SQL Server supports SQL? 100%, no doubt. Yeah. And I said, no, lot of technical points are there on SQL language. And I'm not talking about all those. I'm not talking. Yeah. Connecting with SQL language. First point you have to say, SQL language is IBM product. It is. That language is developed by IBM. And you can call SQL is non-procedural language. Non-procedural language. And one interesting thing, SQL is called what? Common database language. Common database language. Why it is called common database language? Since it gets understand by every RDBMS. That is the reason it is called common database language. And you can call another interesting thing. SQL is case insensitive language. SQL is what you call insensitive language. Difference. Best overview points I wrote. Overview. You want to see actual in my development classes. I talk about SQL, coming up with this detailed things in my development classes. Afternoon, one batch is going on for development at 12 p.m. 12 p.m. SQL Server. In that batch, I'm saying, in that batch, 12 p.m. Introduction of what I was saying, SQL, no? Here. This is the introduction of SQL. This complete. Hardly from this complete, I just listed 4 or 5 points just to give you an idea what is SQL, what SQL is all about. Nothing more than that. The development classes, maybe go in depth of all that stuff. Here, in assumption that you already have knowledge on SQL Server development, things of SQL Server are being discussed now. Things of and another thing that you need to know, yes, that is also important. I said you T-SQL, that is called transact SQL. Yes. What do you need in this? Oh, lot of things are there. I'm not saying that you should know everything. Yeah, compulsory, you should have knowledge of stored functions. I won't explain any coding, but I'm just saying you what are the things available. Triggers. Deals with what? Yes, T-SQL. T-SQL deals with what? Obviously, T-SQL deals with programming, coding. How would you do? Yeah, using stored procedures. We do coding. Using functions, using triggers. Yes, that's what the coding part. Only this much is it? No. No. T-SQL idea I'm giving. If you want to see what is there, I'll show you. Actually, I talk about total topics of SQL Server. They'll be like this actually in my development classes. I discuss like this. I discuss. SQL, T-SQL, sub-languages, SQL objects, anonymous blocks, named blocks, stored blocks you call, CLR integration. These all things. That I'm now, this is an overview kind of thing. Plus one more thing which Microsoft introduced in SQL Server, CLR integration, common language runtime. Yeah, this is for what? For what it is? Yes, to execute stored procedures, stored functions, stored triggers, etc. written in .NET languages. Oh, this is something now you can understand. Related with the .NET it is. CLR integration, common language runtime. These are the connection with what? .NET. So obviously, even when you learn SQL Server development, I won't talk on this stuff because a person should have a knowledge of .NET, then he or she can understand the CLR integration. That is the reason You know what Microsoft has done? Microsoft has made this CLR integration available in SQL Server, and by default, they made it disable. They made it disable. And they made a link like this. Whoever wants to use CLR integration, enable it, use it, disable it. Because that is not the work of every developer who has knowledge of .NET. That fellow can work on it. That person can work on it. That person can use it. That person can understand it. A person who doesn't have knowledge of .NET, definitely he or she cannot understand. That is the reason they said like this. Interested, you find a requirement of it, enable it, use it, disable it. Yeah. So what did you say? No, CLR integration by default is what? It is disabled. Yeah, let me write that point as well. By default, it is disabled. Yes. By default, it is disabled. Hmm. Do you want to check this? Is it disabled or enable? Yes, open them. Management Studio, direct tool, open the tool. Connect to engine, connect. Open new query and check. This is how you check. How? Execute command. SP underscore configure. Yeah. What is this? This is called system stored procedures. And now, development classes may I take? I take what? Procedures are of type. Procedures. One topic is there. Procedures. In the types are there. What do we have? What types? Yes, one is called system stored procedures. All system stored procedures starts with SP underscore. I'm giving you knowledge, idea. Procedures में what categories? Second, you have extended stored procedures. Extended stored procedures. They begin with XP underscore. System stored procedures, SP underscore. Extended stored procedures, XP underscore. What else? What else? We have something called user-defined stored procedures. Then you have temporary stored procedures. Everything I deal in my development classes, everything. System stored procedures, they are almost 2000 plus stored procedures are there. There are also big number is there, but there are a lot of extended stored procedures. They are undocumented. Some are still available. So only those which are some that those things I'll discuss in my development class. Functions topic is there. Function. Oh, lot of things are there in functions. Built-in functions. Built-in functions. These built-in functions, 12 categories are there. 12 categories. In this, you have two things again. Single row functions, or they call individual functions. Multi-row functions, or you call group functions. Then they call stored functions. In that we have scalar valued function, table valued functions, scalar valued functions, table valued function is what you call inline functions. Inline functions. This is a functions topic that I take up in my development classes, and you should have knowledge on that. Or another option, what I generally follow in my DBA classes. General, what do you follow? Yes, but before it, I'll show you once. Wait, I'll talk on that. This is one system stored procedure. What is the name? Configure, sp underscore configure. What do you want to check? You want to check whether CLR is enabled or not. Yeah, go for it. CLR enabled or not, you want to check, right? So check that. Yeah, it is not configured, it is not running. It is not configured, not running. It means CLR enabled is disabled. CLR is disabled. So a person who needs CLR integration, he runs this command, he runs this line, enables it, uses it, again disables it. When other person who is in need, again that fellow will also do the same. Because if you make it enable permanent, obviously it doesn't make sense. Even if you make it enable permanent, we don't need, everyone is not aware of CLR. I'm very clearly saying you. People who are aware of .NET only can manage, only can understand. Currently it is not configured. Currently it is not running. Yeah. If someone who wants to enable, then they should write again. Yeah, write comma 1. Enable it. Yes. Now configured. It's not running. Configured. 1 means true. 0 means false. Configured. You want to run? You want to run? Okay. Reconfigure. Yes, this is the command. Yes. Check again. Configured and running, both. Yes. Configured and running. Both it is. Then CLR integration related, whatever code you have executed. Once you feel you're done, disable it again. Disable it. Copy. 0. Reconfigure. Yeah. First disable it. Disable. Reconfigure. Yes. Again check. Disable. Disable. Yeah. This is for knowledge only. Just to give you an idea. If you're interested, I'll keep here. If you're interested, this is for your knowledge. Yeah. Now I will say most important part. What it is? SQL Server provides 2 types of environments. One is called standalone environment. Second, clustering environment. I won't talk on these things in my development classes because that is not the profile of developer. DBA will learn this. DBA should have idea on this. Chalo, we'll talk on the first one then. What is standalone environment? What is called standalone environment? Yeah. Basic points. One you can say. Suitable for small companies. Why? Why it is suitable for small companies? Reason. Because it has only one production server. It has only one production server. Yeah, that is the reason. That is the reason. Yeah. And here what happens? Obviously, all users who are there on this standalone environment, all users will be connected to a single server. Yeah, that's overview kind of thing. And before I go with the architecture of this topic, to make you understand what is a standalone environment, I would just like to get a clear picture that this session, which we started today at 6 o'clock, this batch today, which we started at 6 o'clock, okay, this will be there only for few days. Later, you all will be clubbed into 8 o'clock batch. 8 o'clock batch is our regular batch. 8 p.m. I mean. 8 p.m. is our regular batch. Already I have around 6 students in that batch. So just because they already have moved forward with a lot of topics, so again, new students cannot be clubbed into that batch. For that reason, management has decided to have a separate timing for new students. So whatever topics I completed for them, till those days, we'll have session at 6 o'clock. Once you reach to the topic where they are, then you all will be clubbed into that batch, 8 o'clock batch. Whatever I completed for them, those things only I'm highlighting here, so that you also can get a clear picture. Did you all understand me what I said now? Everyone in the batch. Sandeep, yes, Fatima, Uday, Yashwant.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay,
Yes,
Sandeep.
sir.
Okay, Uday. That's fine, Uday. Fatima, am I audible to you?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. You're clear with what I said just now, you're right? You're clear with it?
Sorry?
Did you understand what I said, the last point about the batch?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Because this batch, we don't continue only at 6 o'clock, okay? This is only for few days.
Okay.
After that, once I reach to the topic at 8 o'clock, where they are, we all will be clubbed into 8 o'clock batch, okay?
Okay.
Right. Okay then. So now, let's understand how a standalone environment works, how it will be. Later, I talk about clustering environment. So I better just say working of standalone environment. Refer to .png file. Yes. So this picture which I'm going to explain now, I have already drawn this picture for 8 o'clock batch students. The same picture I'll open and explain you what all I have discussed with them about this standalone environment. Chalo, let's open MS Paint. File. Open. 8 p.m. Stand-alone environment. Yes. These things I have discussed already. The same picture I have opened for you. What I said in this architecture is, I said that there is one website. There is one website. Okay. This website is a shopping portal. Shopping portal. So these are web pages now. Page 1, page 2, page 3, page 4, web pages. And what is this web pages? It is all about shopping portal. You assume it is Amazon, like kind of Amazon kind of website, or Flipkart, Shopsy, Snapdeal. It is that related, that it is one website. And that website is running on a server. IIS server. Who is taking care of this website? Obviously, since it is a website, since it is related with coding, programming, application team will take care of. application team will take care of. Okay. And this end user who is visiting to our website, end user, like you, me, we are end users now. You are also working on that website. I am also working on that website. End user, I said, end user. Yeah. What end user will do? End user will communicate with this website. And that fellow is purchasing some products from that website. Some products from that website he's purchasing. And now, after purchasing 3-4 products, you understand? Then he should know, no? He should know now what products he has ordered, how much quantity he has ordered, what is the price of that order, how much amount he's supposed to pay, how much benefit he has received by purchasing products from our website. He should know now all that. Yeah. So for that reason, whatever products he has purchased, whatever products he has visited to find out their quality, their demand, right? And what is the price of the product, how much quantity he has ordered, and how much how much amount he's supposed to pay for that purchase. So I want all that information, right? So that all information is recorded in database. All that information is recorded in database. I took one database called SalesDB. SalesDB. Obviously, background. This is all happening in background. This all process. This complete is happening in background. End user has nothing to do with that. Nothing. He should be least bothered. That is all background process. End user need not put his logic into backend process. He's unaware of what is happening in background. He don't know which database that company is using, what is the name of the database, where they are storing data. Why he needs all that? Obviously, he is the end user. He is supposed to visit to the shopping portal, do whatever shopping you want. Your work is over. You should not be bothered about which database you are using, how many databases we have, how we are storing. That is none of his business. But one thing. That customer, end user is our customer who has visited to our website. He is purchasing some products, right? He made some payment. He should be recorded. All his information is recorded in SalesDB, every information. What product he has purchased, what quantity he has purchased, from which category he has purchased, how much is the actual cost of the product, how much amount it is when he purchased it, and then at sales, what is the after purchasing, how much is the benefit he has from our shopping portal, what is the advantage, everything that fellow should have. Yes. So everything is recorded in database. Everything. Now story is when it was recording in database, something happened, something. Accidentally, something happened. This SQL server, is crashed. Database not working. Failed. Some reason. Hundreds of reasons are there. I'm saying by some reason that SQL server is failed. SQL server is failed. That is the reason. This is what you call principal or primary server. That is failed. But that is failed. But this end user already purchased some products. His information was there in the SalesDB. And that SalesDB is not working for us. That is the reason what happens is this server, this primary server, and this secondary server, they both are connected. They both are linked servers. They both are connected servers through mirroring and lock shipping. Through mirroring or lock shipping, they both are connected. What will happen? Yes. When this primary server was storing data, when primary server was storing data, parallelly, that data was recorded here as well. Parallelly. Why? That is what the topic is. Accidentally, if it fails, automatic, it will switch over. It will switch over from primary to standby. You know about this, right? Example I'm giving. Example. Usually at residential places, residential, right? Whether it is it is a residential, a building, or it is an apartment, or you have a flat, usually everyone will consume power. Through that power only, these all devices will work. Your television works, your laptop works, your mobile works. Consuming power, right? You have a separate, power related, whatever the power you have consumed, its information is recorded, its reading is recorded. Now imagine your flat even has a facility of inverter. The moment power failure, automatic will switch over to inverter. So that whenever it is back, then automatic you come back again with what? Power. Inverter is again will switch over from inverter mode to what? Power mode again. Exactly similar to that you can find if primary server, due to some reason, if it is failed, automatic it will switch over from primary to standby. End user will not be knowing all this. This is all happening in the background. These all things are happening in background process. These all are background process. End user has nothing to do with that. But interesting thing is, switch over to standby server. It will switch over to standby server. And whenever this failure occurs, immediate about the failure, it has to be informed. It has to be informed about the failure to DBA, to the client, to the application team. People should become active now. Something happened. Imagine a situation, even if standby is failed, then we have a loss for the business. Business. So you cannot lose your information. That is the reason you can find the moment primary server is failed, DB mail will send an mail. DB mail will send the mail to client, to application team, to DBA by using one ticketing tool. The ticketing tool, lot of other, I just gave you some examples. There is one ticketing tool by name called HPSD. There is one ticketing tool by name called BMC Remedy. There is one ticketing tool by name called Kayako. Using these ticketing tools, DB mail will be sent to DBA, to client, to application team. DBA will become active now. He instantly reacts to he's not there at the office now. Then immediately he'll talk to the concerned people at the office. He'll explain them what situation, what happened, what issue. Then if that issue is it's small. If it is small issue, don't delay it. Instant rectified. So that your primary, which is failed, should become again active. So that if accidentally standby failed, the primary will become active. Again, it will switch over from standby to primary. Do you understand what I mean with this? How many production we have then? Obviously, only one primary I have. The other one is the standby, na? Supporting server it is. Standby server, the supporting server. So you have only one production. If one is failed, you have then the purely we have only one server. That is what happens in a standalone environment. And if you just look into the process, you can very clearly see backend team, backend team efforts are only 30%. 70% efforts are of application team. 70%. You understand? This is how we work with what? Stand-alone environment.
Sir, excuse me.
Yes, please.
Sir, can we have more than one secondary server, sir?
Yeah. Initially, when you talk about standalone environment, we talk only about one primary, one standby.
Okay. Okay.
Now, this is different now. This is different that if company is ready to bear, then you can have multiple standby servers also. But when you want to go with multiple standby servers and all, then better you move to clustering environment. That would be a best for clustering environment.
Okay.
Yeah, standalone, when I say you'll have only one primary, only one standby.
Okay.
For clustering environment, then things are different. If you're talking about clustering environment, this is suitable for whom? Clustering environment will be suitable for whom? Suitable for large companies. Large companies. Plus what? What they have? It has more than one production server. Yeah. Which means, it means what? Yeah, depending on the version. Till SQL Server 2008, I'm saying, we used to have 16, more than one production server, no? More than one production. So how many production servers we used to have? 16. And we used to call them 16 nodes. We used to call them 16. And then what Microsoft has done? Yes. From SQL Server 2012. From SQL Server 2012. And later, whatever versions we got, 14, 16, 17. In all those releases, they said, now clustering environment has no limit. You can have as many as you want production servers. Till SQL 2008, we used to have 16. From 2012 onwards, that limit is removed. There is no particular number now. And what happens here in clustering? There is, all users will be connected to a single server as it. Here, yes, here you find group of servers will be made available with a common name and common IP address. Yes. And the architecture of clustering environment later we'll study. At this stage, we don't need. Then I talk about roles of DBA, database administrator. That's it. So this is all about a demonstration class. So I just try to figure out whatever important points that which are connected with your SQL Server administration. Those things are just discussed. Tomorrow I will get into the database administration roles. Okay. Yeah. You have still any questions to ask me? Go ahead. If not, we'll wind up the session.